Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. We're playing a Gargoyle Wanderer of Lugonu, and we just finished up the dungeon. I was looking in between episodes, by the way, at my morgue file here. Just like, I don't know, I like to keep an eye on, what the character's been up to. I was looking first at like how I had been skilling, and you can see I prioritized invocations early and then it dropped off, blah blah blah, all this stuff. But then I was looking also at what we've been invoking. And I saw 53 banishes. That seems like so many before our first lair branch, even. But that's what faith gives you, the ability to like do that. And we didn't get to banish 53 monsters because it missed like I don't know, maybe as much as half the time. Still banishing like 26 monsters that I thought were danger enough to point banish at. That's pretty good. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna head now, I guess, to a lair branch, and neither of these are good. Shoals is less bad than usual because we can fly, but it's still pretty nasty. And even if you can fly, it's dangerous to be over water in shoals because of like, who is it that has water strike? I think it's water nymphs. And then there's the air strike from the wind drakes as well. We could go back to Orc, actually. That's probably a better plan. Let's go finish up Orc 2 first. Hopefully that doesn't take us a whole episode. We'll just walk near the vault, pop a Corrupt, and then sort of swagger away. I don't know. Alright, let's clear the exclusions, head on in, and try to do as much as we can without having to rely on Corrupt yet. But definitely I'm planning to when we get to St. Rocha. Although, I don't know, maybe Banish will work. I remember St. Rocha's MR is high, but maybe not so high that we can't banish him. Orc Knights. I can handle one Orc Knight by himself. If he doesn't get to bring any friends along. And it looks like he didn't. So, sure. Yeah, that area that we're using as our sort of entrance is probably getting a bit full of monsters now, because every time we lure a new monster, it shouts, and then some new guy arrives, and the shouts are sort of... Oh, I forgot we have antennae. The shouts are sort of propagating backwards further into the vault, in a way, because we keep walking a little closer to see new monsters. Alright. Here's that Orc Knight. Let's back way off. And, like, so far this is going fine. He shouted, like, right in the middle there. Which... I don't know if that's good or bad. It woke up more monsters, but it did so pretty far away. Alright, so this guy has 1 pip of MR. Yeah, St. Rocha has 2 pips and is higher hit dice, presumably, so... Probably going to be pretty hard to banish him. When banishing a monster who is substantially more susceptible to banishment, still has like a 50% fail rate. I'm not very keen about fighting that Orc Sorcerer, by the way. There's St. Rocha. Alright. So I'm going to just drop the Corrupt right now. The Sorcerer should be pretty close by as well, so this will get some good value. How do we get out of here? Go north, I guess? Nope. Don't smite me, dude. That's just rude. How's St. Rocha looking? No damage yet. But the monsters are closing in. There's St. Rocha down there. Alright, Abyssal dudes, go get them. There goes an Orc Priest. What? What? Why is the siren mesmerizing me? It's neutral and it just decided to mesmerize me? That makes no sense. I think. Maybe when they sing, it just affects everything affectable in range, and they were singing at an orc, but it happened to get me? It's a little weird. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pop off a Wand of Lightning here. Make sure I don't target any Abyssal dudes, just to make all the noise. That noise has two good effects. One, it breaks the mesmerize, and two, it attracts all the orcs on this floor over to where all the abyssal monsters are. So I'm hoping... Is Saint Roka dead yet? No. I'm hoping that this just sort of takes care of all the nasties in the area. How's Saint Roka doing? He's dead. Good news. What an amazing ability, right? Corrupt? So good. Yeah, this wizard is still neutral. Just stop chasing me. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Well, I don't want to go back in there until all the abyssal dudes are gone. Because they're a bigger threat than the orcs are, really. Looks like it's all wearing off now. Let's see what Lugonu did with orc. Like, look at this. There's just bodies everywhere. This is disgusting. It's like a horror film. I love it. Okay, well, those are interesting things to pick up. Armor. Ooh, look at that one. Flash them $signs. That's excellent. Well, it's a robe. Hang on. I forgot. I'm wearing like I have a ton of armor skill. A robe is not so good. We could maybe transition with this because it is a pretty good item that might conceivably be worth restructuring around a bit. But I should at least not make that a high priority thing. Yeah, like we would be able to cast more spells basically if we had that. But our armor, I think it's not a good idea. But okay, that's something that on a lot of my characters I would be reasonably happy to wear, but not this one, alas. Yep, nothing good to buy here. And this was jewelry, as I recall? Yes. That's kind of okay. That's kind of okay. That's kind of okay. Alright. It's just... Yeah. The entire end vault, minus a couple of warriors and sorcerers, just slaughtered by abyssal monsters. Pretty good. I think this is like, we're just super early in the video. Yeah, we don't want to give you guys an 8-minute video. That'd be a bit rude. So we'll head to a lair branch now, I guess. Elf? Not elf. I was thinking about elf when I said that, which is why I said it. But I didn't mean to say it, because elf is clearly the wrong place to go here. We're close to it, so I started thinking about it. I'm like, maybe we should go to elf, but no, we should just go to spider. We have enough armor, and we're poison immune. The main threat is tarantellas, and they're not really that big a deal. Even with 10, the main thing is with 10 armor, they'll confuse us often, which I don't appreciate very much. But we can just prioritize tarantellas and be careful about them. Orb spiders also a threat. I don't know, everything in spider is kind of a threat because they have some pretty powerful attacks, really, and our armor is not our armor. Our evasion is pretty low. Can I just paralyze this guy? Not really. Alright, banish. Like, orb fighters, we got under control, right? I don't mind spending... Ooh. I don't mind spending a banish on every single orb spider if I have to. Alright, there's a Tarantella here. Let's take him upstairs and tab him. Yeah, it's a little unfortunate that that alarm trap made so much noise right here. Can we tab these 3 spiders? It looks like we can. Let's banish the Tarantella right now. And the other Tarantella as well. And then go upstairs with just 2 of these monsters. Yeah, our armor is just like not high enough to make this trivial, which is too bad. Another Tarantella. Maybe I'm overreacting to these Tarantellas. Let's just go upstairs and see how this goes. If I have to, I can quaff curing or something. I have 11 of them. But we'll prioritize killing the Tarantella, and then we can kill the wolf spider. Okay. It's just, I don't know. I think it was okay to prioritize the Tarantellas when we were surrounded by several monsters, including a Tarantella. Get out of here, you orb spider! Thank you. We lost Enter the Abyss with all that banishing we were doing. Sorry, Lugonu. I was overusing your abilities, I guess. But we're not really capable of dealing with all these spiders, really. I don't mind, like, being confused. And 2 orb spiders? Get out of here! When it is time to get the Abyssal Rune, we're gonna have a lot of orb spiders to fight our way through, I guess. Anyway, I don't mind tabbing a Tarantella while confused if it's the only monster in the area, because they can't really do much to me alone. They're just a threat multiplier for other monsters who actually can hurt me. And I mean, Tarantellas can hurt a little, but they're not like wolf spiders or whatever. Or orb spiders. This fight is not going very well for some reason. Get out of here. Yeah, you too. Alright, we're kind of going through Piety a bit faster than I would like here in Spider. Maybe I should reevaluate what I'm doing here. Maybe the main thing to do is just stay closer to walls. Explore more carefully. So, like, we won't be able to banish this guy, right? Not very likely. But we should be okay to just tab him. See, that's the thing, like, most monsters in here, it feels like, should be pretty easy. And the fact that they're not is confusing me. Come on, Orb Spider. Yeah. We even dodged the Orb of Destruction. So we're going to have to be careful in Spider. Like, this character still is a little bit... not flimsy. Flimsy is the wrong word, but we're just not overpowered yet. In Crawl, you sort of get to a point where nothing can kill you if you play with, like, reasonable caution. And I feel like we just haven't really gotten there with this character. Nothing is quite going the right way. Normally by the time you're in a lair branch, it's, like, pretty hard to get killed. And maybe it still is hard to get killed as long as I use my consumables. But usually it's like, even if you don't use your consumables, it's pretty hard to get killed if you use good tactics. Spider, of course, makes it hard to use some of the usual tactics. It is one of the things that makes it interesting. Because you're just constantly surrounded and stuff like that, and there's these monsters who confuse you. I don't know. Like if we can get the spiders one at a time, they're like easy. But the trick is making sure that happens, and then every so often they're just not easy for whatever reason. Like when we fought those wolf spiders, like it was just 2 wolf spiders. I don't really understand why it was such a big deal. I want to try to avoid banishing this guy. Yeah. And just practice luring a little more carefully, I guess, than I was earlier. I sort of was not taking Spider seriously enough, I think, is the problem, because often the monsters in Spider are not a big deal. But we're not there yet, and I should be more cautious, more respectful of the monsters, you know. Cool. I'm now, like, every time I look at some stairs, I'm, like, checking the map to see if I've accidentally caused that weird bug to go by. I haven't looked yet at the thing I said I wanted to look at because I'm still in the same recording session, and I haven't gotten around to actually rendering the videos yet, so I can't watch them. I can do that while I'm playing, but it's like, I don't know, it makes my computer a little unhappy to be spending all that CPU power while also recording, and I don't want to run the risk of the recording going poorly because I was trying to render a video. Rendering the video is not an emergency, right? It's not urgent or anything. Okay, so 2 things here. 1, I want to corrupt. 2, I don't want to be standing here. So I think what we do is we blink and then we corrupt. Right? Yeah, that seems fine. I don't understand exactly what happened. Wasn't I, like, here? And Donald was adjacent to me? How did he get down here? I'm not sure what the deal was there, but okay. Which one is me? I'm the one on the @ sign on the right. So let's step southeast. I guess I should have checked. Could I have banished Donald easily? No, not really. Donald's going to put up a fight, but I don't think he's going to come out alive. The vaults look kind of boring. But you're in Spider. Why are you saying that? Donald is fleeing. How did that happen? I guess there's some sort of like monster that causes fear. Did we kill him yet? Yeah, he's dead. I love that ability. It's so good. Ah! Woo! What? Oh my gosh, we got smitten twice here. As a gargoyle, that's real bad news. I can't corrupt these guys, and I don't really want to run back towards all the other monsters. So we should do something different from either of those choices. Thing 1, what's your magic resist? It's awful, because you're friggin' bees, right? Get out of here. He resisted. Oh my god. Or she, I guess. This is horrible! Don't do this to me! Alright, let's review our consumables here. If I'd gotten off that 1 banish, I feel like it might have been okay. How much blinking do we have is the important thing I want to look at. We have 5. Also fear. That's another interesting one. These guys have like no magic resist. Fear should work like 100% on these guys. Let's, before we commit to that, let us, let's just check in Wiz mode here real quick. Let's just make a couple of melee Melii band. Did I spell it right? I did. Okay. And make also a Scroll of Fear. Actually, let's make several of them so I can try a few times. And let's read our Scroll of Fear, which is capital P. Okay, so they got frightened, all three of them. And then they turn to fight because they're trapped, of course. But let's try again. What? Ugh, I have kind of a weird... Can I read what's going on now? I'm not sure why only... Oh, I see. One of them wasn't cornered, so she... Yeah, okay. She actually managed to run away. Okay, so now let's read it again. Yeah, indeed. It gets them all, like, every time. All right, good to know. So back to real life. Yeah, we're looking at the game now. Okay. Back to real life, I feel like a Scroll of Fear is a great option here. Because if we blink away, I don't know, we'll still have some issues. How much heal wounds and stuff like that do I have? Six potions of heal wounds and 11 potions of curing. Okay. Boy, Melii are the worst. I wonder if you attempt and fail to banish a monster who's fleeing, does that anger it? I would think not. So we could sort of like scare them and then try to banish them as they run away. Whew. Melii have never been a concern in any game I have ever played. I haven't played a lot of games where I've run into them, is why, and when I do, it tends to be kind of late. But a gargoyle especially really feels like horrified at Melii. Because of the rapid fire smiting against a gargoyle who's in a sense vulnerable to smite because of the low HP aptitude. It's just really nasty. So I think I'm going to read a Scroll of Fear here. There they go. See you later, you stupid bees. But now what do? We want to get out of this area so the bees don't come back. But we also need to heal up, and we also don't want to go to where the abyssal stuff is, and we also don't want to walk into new, unexplored territory. We could teleport, but that could land us in a lot of very bad spots. And I'm really not sure what we're going to do about the bees later. Which reminds me, I wanted to try banishing them. Yes, there. Banish that one too. So we lost the ability even to corrupt. Which tells me we're really burning through piety here in Spider. We already knew that, of course, but it's still like pretty important that we be able to corrupt. So maybe Shoals, but I really don't see Shoals being much better. Hey. All right. Well, that was all but one of the Melii taken care of, and the last one ran, I don't remember where, north maybe? Okay, they're starting to trickle out, it looks like. I want to avoid getting in one of their way. There's ways in the way of one of them, or indeed of any of them. But I also want to get back to the stairs so I can rest. So I'm trying to navigate this maze of monsters and guess where they might want to walk to. Like, we know there's a monster right here, so I don't want to walk southwest. He could very well want to go to that square. Okay. Looks like we did it. We made it to the stairs. I could try to stay down here to give these guys time to kill more monsters for me, but that doesn't seem like a very good idea. I think I just want to go upstairs. It's been an exciting game, don't you think? Jeez. Can we continue with Spider? Or should we go to Shoals? Or, you know, God forbid, Elf? What are the main threats in Shoals, and how would we fare against them? Water nymphs, I'm a little worried about. Sirens and so on, and merfolk avatars, not such a big deal. Because we can fly, right? We can just chase them out over the water if we have to. Merfolk impalers, we have a lot of armor, but they're still going to do quite a bit of damage, I suspect. Harpies and manticores, not such a big deal. Sea snakes, no problem. Merfolk aquamancers, but we shouldn't run into too many of those early. They're more of a thing at the end. I'm just like, I don't know. I've got PTSD from this spider business here. I think I'm going to get out of here. Like, I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting to the melee because the thing with Donald was like kind of bad, but we corrupted and it was fine. We had, I guess the problem was we were spending a lot of banishes as well, and we can't afford to keep doing that. So let's try out Shoals. And we won't have time to get very deep into Shoals this episode, but we could do like Shoals 1 or something maybe. Fawn, not too big a problem. I'll pass a few turns up here. See if they come get me. Yeah, water elementals, fawns, no problem really. Fawn landed in a teleport trap, I guess. Okay, now we can go tab this guy. All right, and we got Corrupt back. That's a big milestone. That's the things I really want to make sure we have available. I don't mind if we're at 4 stars or 5. Enter the Abyss is nice, but we shouldn't run into too many monsters that are so dangerous we can't corrupt them. I guess the main issue is you can only corrupt once per floor, but honestly, you can't enter the Abyss that often either. Costs a lot of piety and quite a bit of health as well. Do I still have antennae? Yeah, that's my one good mutation. Hilarious. So if I wanted to banish this person, I would not be able to. But that's fine. I don't really want to. I just want to tab her. Are they gendered? No. Okay. How are we for skill training? I don't know. I guess this is still fine. What kind of, it's vulnerability. Okay. I think overtraining is fine now, but I could be wrong. Book of Spatial Translocations contains the spell Blink, and also Passage of Galubria. Those are spells that I might like someday. I mean, I already have a Blink from Lucy, but it costs Pain, which is like, I don't understand exactly how Pain works, but it's like it costs some percentage of your HP or something, I think. So it costs some amount of HP anyway, and I think the way that amount is determined is as a percent of your max, but or maybe a percent of your total. I don't really know. The point is, it can, I believe, be somewhat expensive. Not as expensive as like Enter the Abyss, but still not something that we. I mean, I don't mind using it. It's just that if I could learn to cast Blink and not have to accept the pain cost, then doesn't that sound nice, huh? Ugh, Nicola. Of course, he's super hard to banish. Now, actually, with electricity resistance and 35 armor, Nicola is maybe not the most threatening unique we could run into, honestly. I might very well just like tab him to death. Or let him chain lightning himself to death as well. We'll see. I'll try it, and like, I don't know. Maybe I should quaff Might. We are next to quite a few somewhat dangerous monsters. I could Corrupt, but I don't know that this is really... I don't know. I guess I would rather Corrupt than use up Might, honestly. There's like another monster who's going to show up as well, right? I kind of want the experience for killing Nicola, but I think that that's too greedy. I should just think about whether I'm going to need Corrupt more badly later. And I feel like if I do need it more badly, then I'll be willing to use a Potion of Might at that point. For now, I'll just take the free kill on Nicola with Corrupt. Right? Ugh. I have to fight against my own pride. My pride tells me, no, man, you can take Nicola. Go for it. It'll be fun. You'll get experience. And I could try just tabbing him and then Corrupt, right? Is the other thing I could do. I'm a little bit worried that I might get into a spot where Corrupt becomes too dangerous to use. But... And the other question is, should I attack the Fawn or Nicola? I think Nicola, but it could be right to take out the Fawn first, since he has less health. But I think we need to prioritize Nicola, who's the main damage dealer. I think I'm going to try tabbing a little bit and see how that goes. Okay, lightning hit me for 10. That's quite a lot. Okay, we'll Corrupt. Okay, so if we want to escape, we run northwest. How did I get slowed? The Fawn slowed me? This Manticore wants to go down here, I think. But then this Blink Frog wants to come here as well. I think if I go here, I'm going to get trapped. So I'm going to go northwest instead. Yeah, something did want to go right there. So I'm glad we didn't get into that space. Man, look at Nicola. He's moderately wounded. I thought he was more injured than that. Yeah, there goes Nicola. And now we just got to wait it out. Wait out in the slow and all these monsters. Ugh, Corrupt is scary and dangerous, but also good. Strong and powerful and good. And fun. It is definitely a fun ability. I didn't know Worldbinders could swim. Makes sense, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they fly? Who knows? Let's check. It can fly. Okay. Jeez, they're just everywhere. I don't know. I feel like we're leaning a little too heavily on Lugonu, but I mean, on the one hand, it's fine to lean heavily on your god. It's just like we're sort of causing ourselves some. It's fine to lean heavily on your god if you need to. And my question is, do we need to, or are we just being like lazy and bad and hurting ourselves in the process by by taking less experience? I'm not really sure. You know, we have an Amulet of Faith. Oh, give me that cloak, please. Oh, there's another one in Orc that for sale that I didn't check. Oh, that's right. It was very funny. There was a shop that had a couple things that I put on the shopping list, but that I didn't buy. Let's go grab those real quick. Maybe there'll be an upgrade and they'll make shoals trivial. Who knows? I don't think that's very likely, but it could be like magic resistance. A cloak of magic resistance would not be unwelcome. Invisibility also fine. Drop that. Drop the old boots. Invisibility at 71% is not great. I don't know that I really want to train evocations for it. But even just like a few levels of evocations would be pretty good, I think. Getting it down to like 50% from 71 is like a nice step up. As it is, we can sort of I don't know, monsters who might be a problem. We can use this like if they're in a place where we can afford to spend a few turns trying to become invisible, then we can just sort of spam it and make ourselves much stronger for the fight when it actually does arrive. Now that won't be too common, but it'll happen sometimes. All right, so this was sort of a potpourri episode where we like finished Orc and then tried Spider, and now we're trying Shoals. Oh well, a bit of everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this this variety show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.